Hi, drawing. Let's take a look at what you have to do for this week. So these are contour line drawings. Previously, in the previous assignment, you did gesture drawings. So now what I want you to do is I want you to use this gestural approach that you've used in the previous assignment to kind of block out your objects. And then I want you to find the lines that are important. And I want you to go back into the gesture drawing and kind of, again, I say carve out because I don't really know. I mean, why do I say carve out? Because when you do a gesture drawing, you have this buildup of lines. So here, let's take a look at these lines here. Let's take a look at this Giacometti drawing again. You have this buildup of lines, right? They're non-committal, they're kind of apprehensive, they're searching, they're adjustable. But once you kind of have this like rough outline of where you're going to go, then you can go back into the drawing and kind of decide which ones are the ones that you really want to use. You can also leave the drawing this way. There's nothing, this drawing made it into art history and it's in the archives and it's a beautiful drawing. So it is an option to leave it this way. But what I want you to do for this week is I want you to kind of refine these kind of gestural lines and take it a little farther. And I want you to bring it to a contour line drawing. So let's see, let me open up. So I want you to set up your page like this. You're doing 4 drawings. So you should pick 4 different objects. And if you kind of, here's the example. So let me go back here for a second. This is the example that I've given to you guys. Sorry, you here in this example, they do 2 in one kind of, I have you guys split your page down in half. They're doing 2 on this side. And they're overlapping, which gives this a sense of space. You're going to hear me say this, but when we get to figure and ground, you're going to hear me talk about overlapping shape and size of object, and you're going to hear it so much that you're not going to want to hear it again. But that's what's happening here. This ball is lower in the picture plane. It's closer to us. It's bigger. I'm sorry, it's lower in the picture plane, it's bigger, and it's overlapping this bottle, which tells us that it's closer to us. And that's why the ball looks so clearly looks like it's in front of, so clearly and convincingly looks like it is in front of that jug or vase or whatever that is. But I'm not requiring you to do something like this, but if you do, that would be good practice for for the exercises coming up. What I'm looking for you to do is to do contour line drawings of whatever it is that you choose to do. Now, here, all the examples that I've kind of put together for you are bottles, and this is lotion bottle, like simple objects. You should use relatively simple objects. Don't try and do like at this point I wouldn't try and do a plant unless you're comfortable and confident that you can do a plant, and that if you have a lot of experience drawing, that's another thing. But use simple forms, simple objects. At first you can use something like a shoe. Shoes are actually deceivingly difficult to draw. Actually, let me pause this for a second. I'm going to pull up an example for you guys. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So here, I think, is a great example of 2 relatively ambitious and relatively successful contour line drawings. If you can see, in the lesson, it talks about weight of line, thickness of line, continuation of line, and I think this person successfully was able to achieve an experiment with all of those elements that I talked about in the lesson plan. So I'll try and get this file up for you guys. If I forget, somebody please remind me. But I think this is a great example of a contour line drawing. You can tell that they're experimenting with, line weight, line thickness, line continuity. And it's, you know, I mean, for a starting drawing, that's pretty good. I think this looks pretty good too. So let me minimize this. Let's see something. Hold on, I got too many windows open here. So this is what I'm looking for. You're going to do 4 contour line drawings for this week. Pick objects that you're, you know, they should be challenging, but not challenging to draw, but not overwhelming, so that you get bogged down. And let's see if there's a video in here. There's some examples of line, you know, line, like ways to approach lines. You can even do some of these drawings in your sketchbook beforehand if it feels like, if you feel like it helps you to warm up. And here are some, these are still lives. They're all examples of excellent contour line drawings. We are going to do, I believe it's in week 11. I can't remember. We are going to do a simple contour line still life drawing at some point. So this is kind of preparing you. These are all preparing you to get up to that point. So you will have to do something like this in, let's see which week it is. It is week 11. So don't forget, use a gesture drawing underneath, a very light gesture drawing underneath to kind of figure out what the lines, you know, where the lines are going to be. And then once you've spent, I don't know, like 15 or 20 minutes on the gesture drawing, you can then go back in and then put the contour line drawing on top of it. What I don't want you guys to do, what I don't want you guys to do is to just go in and start drawing lines, because sometimes when people, you know, let me see if I can find an example for you. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I found what I was looking for. So what happens is sometimes, so these are the examples, you're going to see these examples again coming up. But sometimes what happens is they start to look, so you know, there is no buildup of gestural drawing underneath the drawing, and you can kind of tell the lines just look really like stiff. You know, I think it's a relatively, you know, it's not a bad drawing. It's a pretty good drawing, but the lines just look stiffer and more rigid. You can see a little bit here that there is a little bit of a, you know, a gestural mark underneath here. But let's look at this example here. So here you can definitely tell that there's this buildup of gestural lines underneath these, you know, kind of heavier contour lines. And this was somebody's solution for the contour line drawing. I think this was a pretty successful drawing. It's okay if it kind of looks loose like this, as long as you're kind of, you know, searching out those darker, heavier lines. Let's see, let's look at some other ones here. This is a good example too. You can see that this person here is kind of negotiating with, it's like, is the bottle here? Is the bottle here? Where is the bottle? And they leave these lines in the drawings to kind of you know, I don't think they had an intention of leaving the lines in the drawings, but it adds character to the drawing. It adds this kind of like, you know, it shows there. It's almost like, you know, these aren't math problems, but it's almost like showing your work when you're doing a math problem. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom in, but now my computer is not letting me zoom in. I thought I had solved this problem and did the update, but I guess not. Okay, here we go. So yeah, I mean, let your drawings breathe, let them be loose. This one is transparent, draw transparently, you know, and let these drawings be alive. Don't, you know, kind of, you know, stiffen up your line. And you know, even this one, I mean, I think this one is still a good drawing, but it's just stiffer. It's stiffer, it's more rigid. So let your drawings breathe and live, and you know, let them organically form. Okay, what else do I have to tell you? Make sure you put your statement in there, you're formatting your file correctly. Here's the rubric. I'm looking for craftsmanship. I'm looking for you to follow directions, uploading one single PDF. You can use the template that I've given you guys. Are you putting your written statement in your file. That's worth a whole 20 points. Aim for 100 to 150 words. Use the vocabulary. Is your image neat, sharp, bright? Does it include a pencil in it? Is it cropped well? Is it on 18 by 24 paper, 18 by 24 inch paper? And do you understand the principle of the lesson, which is contour line drawings and using gestural drawings to build up a kind of infrastructure for those contour line drawings? And that's what I'm looking for in this assignment. If you guys have questions, send me an email and I will see you on Canvas.